I guess. It's a small group, but it's good because we can, I guess, talk a bit more openly. So, if you don't know who I am, or what I do, is obviously I do bodybuilding now. But that's my passion and that's what I do. But what I do professionally is I work in the mines and I do Juice Plus. So in the mines I'm a manager, so as of 28 I became a superintendent, so I run a division for down mining. So I run a whole drill and blast division up on a mine site. So I set it up from nothing to licensing all the way through to training the drillers and operators, and that's what I do. So, but I also do Juice Plus. So Juice Plus is something that I believe is going to get me out of mining and get me back home as more time with my family. So what I wanted to cover tonight is every other event we do, we talk about health and wellness and where we want to be and where we want our kids to be and where we want us to be. So tonight I thought I'd do it a bit different and actually talk about the business side of things. So and network marketing. So the four main topics I want to go through is what is network marketing, today's working environment, what to look for in the network marketing company, and my thoughts on network marketing and why I chose Juice Plus. So to begin with, I've written my points down here. So to begin with, what is network marketing? So network marketing is basically marketing without, or business without marketing, I guess. So there's no money spent on advertisement. The whole company is based on people sharing information. So me catching up with Jodie and sharing information about Juice Plus, and then Jodie catching up with her friends and sharing information. So it's networking at its best. So the whole company's basis is surrounded on people talking to people, and the money saved goes back to the person. So there's no man at the top earning all the money. It's all deciphered between the workers. So everyone working on the bottom starts at the same spot and works their way out. So you can't buy your way in. You can't come in at the mid-level and say I'm going to be a boss. No, that's not how it works. You start at the bottom and you work your way up like everyone else did. But the good thing about network marketing is, because it is your business and it's your economy and it's what you want to build, you get the opportunity to meet really positive people and spend time with positive people. So it brings a whole new length of positivity into your life, because everyone is trying to get from here to here, and they know that the amount of effort they put in directly relates to the amount of income they earn. So network marketing on its basis is a safe way for someone to get a start as an entrepreneur in their own business and build their own economy. So today's working environment. So as an employee, so I work in the mines and I get paid X amount of dollars. Over the last 3 years, I haven't earned any more or any less each year. So if I earned, I'm going to use a fictitious number, 100 grand. If I earned 100 grand in 2013, in 2014 I earned 100 grand, in 2015 I earned 100 grand. Because over 10 years with that company, my income might increase, let's say 2%. So I might get $110,000, $102,000. Like it'll increase slightly. The difference between that and network marketing is directly related to how much effort you put in. So over the last 3 months, my first 3 months with Juice Plus, my money went like this because my effort was up and down. So what I put in I put in enough, but not what I should have done. So then after 3 months I decided, no, I'm going to give it everything, I'm going to go pro, and I'm going to do it professionally, and this is going to get me out of mining. So since then, every month on my graph, on my virtual office, it goes up step by step. And I sent that to Hillary the other day and said, look at this, like, this is, in the last 3 months it has gone up, and it's directly related to the amount of effort I put in. So each month I put effort in, and my money goes up. So in the months that I didn't put effort in, you can see my money goes down, because I haven't done workshops where I've shared information with people, and it's all about sharing. So what we do is we send our kids to school to learn maths and English and do all those things, and then as they get older we send them to university. So we send them to university to get HECS fee. So basically that's what we do. So HECS fee is unforgivable debt. So I take a lot of what I talk about out of Rise of the Entrepreneur. So they talk about it's unforgivable debt, as in if you had a credit card and your debt spilled over and you had $30,000 in credit card debt and you said, I've got no money, you go to the government and say, I'm bankrupt, I've got no money, and they go, no worries, the debt's wiped, in 7 years you'll be good. So with HECS fees, it doesn't work like that. You've got $40,000 worth of debt, and that when you've got money, that debt's still there. So they say it's okay, you don't have to pay it yet, but when you've got money, you've still got to pay it. So we send our kids to school to earn this debt. Then when they leave school, so let's say they become an engineer, they leave school, there's only so many engineer jobs. When they get that engineer jobs, the income that they earn is so much lower than someone who's been in the industry for a long period of time, that it takes them 10 years to build up to an income that then they have to start paying their HECS off. So with network marketing, where it is if you have no education and you go in year 10, if you know your English and your maths and you can read a book, you're set, because the company sets it all up for you. They set the pay level, so you know exactly what you get paid for everything you get paid for, and when you put the effort in, you get paid for it. So you're not building any debt, because you haven't gone and bought a restaurant, you haven't invested $200,000 in a restaurant, you've just spent $137 for this year, and that business is there for you, everyone's there to support you. So instead of coming out of school and teaching our kids to take a job where they learn a trade to where there's only a certain amount of jobs and the economy fluctuates and tells them whether or not they're employed, they can come into network marketing as an entrepreneur through a company that's already set up and run their own business, run their own lives, build their own economy. To me, it's the future, and it's a smart way to go, is because we're not set up to fail anymore. Working 40 and 40 doesn't work anymore. 40 hours a week for 40 years doesn't work, because if I was to come home, Lion was to go and get a job at an insurance company, and I took a job on a building site, we would not earn enough income to pay off this house, to pay off the car and send the kids to a private school. But if we did, it'd be fucking hard, it'd be really tight. Our money would be as tight as shit. So so I have to go away on the mine site and work with a bunch of people that I don't necessarily like. So the difference between network marketing and working away is you work with whoever you want to work with. So if I don't want to spend time with Jody, let's just put it in, if I don't want to spend time with Jody and we're both doing Juice Plus, we don't have to. It's our own business. It's whatever effort we put in. It's got nothing to do with anyone else. It's your business. It's your thing. So you don't have to work with people if they're an asshole. You just don't have to work with them.
We say we're in business by ourselves, for ourselves, but not by ourselves.
Exactly. So you're here to build your company. If you want the support's there. And that's why it becomes so positive, is because people want you to succeed, because it helps them succeed and makes them feel good about their business. If you feel working on the mines and you put in extra hours and you do extra time, and as a salary employee, if I do extra hours, I don't get paid anymore. I just get paid what I get paid. So if I do extra hours and I do extra effort, and I've saved the company hundreds of thousands of dollars before and millions of dollars, and the boss has said, good job. So that's what I get for saving the company thousands of dollars and working extra hours. Whereas with network marketing, if if I work extra hours and I put the hard yards in, it directly correlates to money in my pocket. It doesn't, and what Deborah was talking about, the pyramid, is when there's a lady that did brilliantly on a video on Facebook, and she had a lady come up to her with a vision of, she said, I've got a perfect opportunity for you. And this lady was in network marketing, that's what she did. And she said, okay, brilliant, I'm in for opportunities. So the lady says, okay, I've got a job for you. It's 40 hours a week. It's just down the road from your place. And I think it'll really suit you in an office. And she said, okay, so it's 40 hours a week. Do I get paid? Does that include travel time? So do I get paid? And she said, no, that doesn't include travel time, so you've got to travel in your time. She said, okay, so how far away is it? And the lady says, oh, well, it's about 30 minutes there and 30 minutes back. She said, okay, so that's about 50 hours a week if you take into, she said, you start at 8 o'clock and you finish at 4. She said, okay, so that's peak hour. I'll be travelling, so it won't be half an hour, it'll be like 45 minutes to an hour each way. So there's 2 hours a day. She said, so it's about 50 hours a week I'll be working, and I'll be travelling in my time, using my car at my cost to work in an office. She said, okay, no worries. She said, so do I get to choose who I work with? And she said, well no, they'll put you in the group we work with. She said, yeah, well, what if I don't like those people? And she said, no, that's not how it works. So you get put in with who it is. She said, okay, so when do I get my first promotion? If I work really hard and I'm there 40 hours a week and I work every day and I'm never late and I do everything right, when do I start moving up? And the lady said, well, if you do everything great for the next 3 years, you might get promoted in 3 years. And she says, okay, so I work 40 hours a week, I travel an hour there, an hour back, I work with people that I'm not necessarily going to like, but I get promoted in 3 years. Definitely get promoted in 3 years. She said, no, the promotion's not guaranteed. And she said, okay, but I've worked really hard, so I deserve that. And she said, yeah, but there'll be other people. She said, oh, so I'm competing with other people within the company for that position. She said, yeah. So okay. She said, okay, let's say I make it to the management position, and the next position is corporate. She said, how long before I get there? And she said, well, some people have made it within like 12 years. And she said, okay, so that's really good. She said, so in 3 years I'll get my promotion, maybe, and then I can go into a management role. And she said, well, that's the exciting thing, we've just opened up a new business. They've downsized and they've got all these new people in, they've got a couple of new managers in, and that's why promotion's really quick. She said, okay, so they get people in from outside. And she said, yeah. She said, so in 3 years when I go for that promotion, I could possibly be going up against people from the outside as well as people from the inside. And she said, well, yeah. And she says, okay, so let me get this straight. What you're offering me is 50 hours a week, travel in my time, away from my house with my dog, and my mortgage that I pay and I never get to spend any time in. Then I go to work for 50 hours a week for someone else that I don't know to possibly maybe get a promotion in 3 years if I work really hard and do everything right. Then maybe, possibly in 15 years, if I do everything right and I don't bring anyone in over the top of me, get a promotion to the corporate level. And she said, yeah, that's it. And she said, are you fucking kidding me? She said, that's a pyramid. And the lady says, what? And she said, I'm working all this stuff so one guy can earn a whole heap of money. So that this one guy at the top, so the CEO who owns the company, I'm earning all this money with no guaranteed promotion. So I can work for him for 15 years and maybe, just maybe, get to the corporate level, to a business level. So that's a pyramid scheme. So there's one guy at the top and everyone at the bottom is fighting to get to the top. She said with network marketing, like Deborah, it's upside down. So you've got that person at the bottom and you'll go on to the top. And everyone goes to the top. So that's where I talk about what to look for in network marketing. Looking for a network marketing company. I've written my things down here. 3 things you need is a company must have support systems. So it must be set up with people above you that can help bring you up. Systems in regards to how you control your business. Juice Plus have your virtual office, plus you've got your website. Must have advancements. So when you're looking for a network marketing company, it must have room to advance. So it must have levels that you reach and a certain way of reaching them. So there'll be targets to reach that level, and it should be clearly explained on how you do that. And it should also have an earning potential. So you should know what your earning potential is, and you can get that from talking to people. So knowing what PVC is worth for you within Juice Plus is a really valuable point. So when you're looking for a company, you need to make sure that they've got everything to support you, that the earning potential is there, and that there's a need for the product. So if it's a product, there needs to be a need in the marketplace for it. So if someone's selling goldfish oil, you're not going to sell it because no one bloody wants it. If it's snake oil, no one's going to want it. If it's sand, people aren't going to buy it. They need to have something that's sustainable and that people want. Alright, so that brings me to Juice Plus and my thoughts on network marketing. So I pretty much explained why I thought network marketing was great. So network marketing will get me out of mining. It gives me the opportunity to put in the extra effort to get me to the levels I want to, and I can see that. So people like Hillary and that have helped show me that there's opportunity above where I am. So if I can see a goal line, so with my bodybuilding there's always a goal line, so there's the next competition, or the end of the bulk, or the cutting, or there's always phases and there's a goal line. So with business it needs to be the same. You need to have, my next goal line is sales coordinator, so that's my next goal line. I can see that and I know, and with the company structure with Juice Plus, it tells me exactly how I can get there. So I'm not going, oh, how am I going to reach this next level? I know what I have to do to get there. If I don't do it, then I don't get there, and I keep plugging away. There's nothing, I'll never drop down a level, it just takes longer to get to that level. So there's Juice Plus. The reason I chose Juice Plus is because, as I talked about, when you choose a network marketing company, there needs to be a need in the marketplace. Because of my bodybuilding and my business, Sam Murphy Fitness, everything is, for me, is about nutrition and training. So when I first worked with Michelle Nazareth, she put me onto Juice Plus, and the difference it made between my cutting phase. So I cut from February or March to May. Didn't come in anywhere near as well as I should have. I was grumpy the whole time. Didn't eat enough.
What is cutting?
Sorry,
cutting was, yeah.
Well, before a competition, I'll cut all the fat. So I'll train as hard as I can, and at the moment I'm carrying.
I know you probably just thought I was a bodybuilder or something, and you knew that we knew the lingo.
Yeah, no, it's my fault. It's just a common term what we do. But yeah, so it's just a phase. So there is this 3 month phase before a competition where I'll cut down and lean off and cut all the fat off, so that I come in as lean as I possibly can for competition. So when I do that, my aim's like 3 or 4% body fat. So to do that is extremely difficult, and there's a lot of hard work and a lot of time on this thing here. So when I did my first one, I came in at probably 6% body fat, and I was a bit soft, and I didn't look very impressive at all. I was big, but I didn't look very impressive because I trained really hard, but I'd done the wrong thing. So I went to Michelle, and Michelle put me on Juice Plus straight away, and I trained harder than I'd ever trained before, and I was nowhere near as grumpy. Lauren will probably vouch for that. I was nowhere near as grumpy. My body was fed. It was more nutrition, and I thought there's a need for this. People need this. I've become a raving fan, so people need Juice Plus. So what I found is my first kink in the armour for finding the right network company, and there's a need for this product. People need this. Kids need it. Adults need it. People who are extremely fit and people who are extremely unfit need it. So they found in studies that people that are extremely fit, it helped them, let's say, by 10%, and it helped the people that are unfit by 50%. So even the people who are extremely fit, it helped internally with their any stomach problems and bugbears that they had. This product helped. So for me, it was a no-brainer. This is the product. This is what people needed. When I first spoke to Michelle, it was, oh, come meet Hillary, and well, because I went, I want to sell this product. How do I get this product? So she took me to see Hillary, and Hillary explained to me the business side of things, explained to me the structure, and as soon as I saw that there's this structure and this controlled way of moving up and earning, and I was sold. So I got sold on Juice Plus through, there was a need for it, and there was structure, and there was a way of, and then they gave me my own website. I already had a website, so I could attach that to that. Also had, you get your virtual office, so your virtual office is, you manage everything. There's nothing you can't do through that thing. So if you don't know, you can either get on there and get on the owner's manual and find it, and if you can't find it, there's things for, there's everything. You can see all the bags and everything that I've got. There's not much you can't do with that. And the support, anyone up the line to the head person in Sydney, you can speak to them directly and ask them questions. And
Newcastle.
yeah, they don't mind. They don't mind. I've spoken to them. Yeah, they don't.
Lindy is the best.
Yeah.
Like top of the Christmas card list. She's amazing.
Yeah, and all the girls are Francine, Lindy. You can't beat them. And Hillary, I could call her right now and she'd pick up the phone because she'd see my name's on there, and she'd pick up the phone and say, "Oh, what do you need?"
I hope you come into Hamilton Island. You get to meet all the guys and put the faces to the names.
Australian based as well. Sorry, like Australian company or
it's a US company.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So the way they
no, the product's American, but Juice Plus Australia is Australian because it's run by Louise and Peter, who are Australian. But yeah, the product comes from America. But it's in 22 different countries, and it's slightly managed differently by whoever the CEO is of. Like the UK is crazy. The UK has just loads of products and different branches here, there and everywhere, and they've got different titles and whatever.
If there's stuff you want that you can't get hold of, go to the UK website, they have everything. You could get earrings at that.
Well,
they
I'd be more.
They have everything.
I'd be more looking at America, but I don't, because they've got ranges. They've got like a shape range and stuff, and they've got like a different chewable.
For the products, I mean the support system stuff,
Yeah, but they kind of focus a bit on the weight loss sort of side of things, which is a bit insane. Well, no, it's great because a lot of people, that's what they want, but when they understand what it does, they say, I want to hear about how did it improve your training, like your physical, can you run longer, could you lift higher,
it improves your, they always talk about how it improves your oxidative stress, so it's written on the bottles that it improves your oxidative stress. So they've got an Austel number on them, and what the Austel number tells you is that whatever's written on the back of this packet is true. So that's the Australian Goods Administration, I believe, give you that number when the goods come into Australia, and it says that whatever claims you put on the back are true and proven through studies and research. So on the back it says, I can read it.
Sorry.
Improves overall health and oxidative status. Antioxidant status. Reduces oxidative stress. Protects cells from free radicals damage, and protects against exercise-induced oxidative stress. So Steve Calder talks about exercise-induced oxidative stress. So what it does is your free radicals take over, and you don't have enough antioxidants to fight those free radicals. So when he goes into a competition, he takes up to 4 or 5 times the recommended dose of these. So when he's kayaking between islands in Hawaii, his recovery time is like that. So when everyone else has died, he's still up and running and walking the Penny and that road to Bunbury or something.
Margaret River, wasn't it?
Yeah, sorry, Margaret River, and they got off the box and were walking fine the next day. Yeah.
And everybody's going, oh my god, like, how are you doing that? Like, they can't move.
So
And
that's
stuff,
what
yeah.
it does for me. It aids in my recovery. So I go to the gym every day and lift heavy things up and put them back down again, and come home. And when I've never my DOMS, so delayed onset muscle soreness, is a lot lower than other people's. One, because I train so often, but two, because Juice Plus helps relieve that oxidative stress that I get. So for me, it's helped my recovery. So especially when I was training for competition, so cutting, I was doing an hour fasted cardio in the morning, burning like 1,000 calories, and then I was doing weights training in the evening, and I was doing sprints in between sets. So I was doing say bench press, and I do 10 reps, and I get up and jump on the cross trainer and do a minute on the cross trainer, and then I was doing that for an hour and a half a night as well, and I did that every day for 3 months. Plus my food was bang on the dial, so I wasn't eating more or less than I was burning. I was eating pretty much what I burnt, so I was running on nothing every day. So my body was, and I wasn't exhausted, so I didn't flop into bed at the end of the day completely exhausted, and I was running on nothing. Like, so I've got a friend who had IBS, and she'd been in and out of doctors for 3 years. When I went and saw her, she looked terrible. She wasn't eating properly, and she had IBS. And I said, okay, let's fix your diet up a bit, and you take it easy. And I gave her 2 bottles of Juice Plus. Within a month, she'd cancelled all the specialist appointments. Her IBS gone. She didn't have it anymore.